so talk about what you're doing now. It sounds fascinating. You basically are creating a new type of show.
I love Netflix. I love what they've done, and I love what they were, doing at that time. And I thought, oh my God, this is a really innovative place to be. And they said, well, what would you like to do creatively? I said, I'd love to do kind of like a docu-series about things I don't know anything about. But it's not going to be like a celebrity-centric show. It's going to be something a little bit more well-rounded. I envision like just a really like younger, cooler, hipper 60 Minutes. Like I want to do like news. I want to have, do investigative stuff where I meet with people over and over again. I want to go immerse myself into places in fields that I have no idea what I'm talking about. So I said, why don't we do like 4 one-hour documentaries? I mean, we kind of, colluded together to come up with this idea. It wasn't mine solely, and they were like, that's great, and what do you want to do with it? And I said, well, I'd love to do something on marriage because I've never been married, I've never wanted to be married, but now that I'm 40, I'm like, I guess I would make a better decision now that I have no prospects, I'm interested in getting married. And so we're doing one on marriage, which is fascinating. I'm filming that one right now, and it's so great because it's with my family, it's with my friends. I met with a divorce attorney in LA yesterday. So that's one. Chelsea Does Marriage, it's called. And then there's one, Chelsea Does Racism, where we go all around, the whole world, figuring out who's racist against who, which pockets hate who, and, why does everybody hate Jews? Why does everybody hate, what's the deal with black people and white people? But on a much bigger scale, like, in the little pockets of Asia and the little pockets of Northern Europe and Eastern Europe and everything that goes on around the world, and not in a Barbara Walters way, in a Chelsea way. I think it's important to always be able to laugh at all of these issues because for me, when I watch something, I want
to make a decision when we see Barbara Walters, Chelsea Handler does Peace in the Middle
Well,
East.
Barbara Walters isn't showing her breasts for a good reason. And I mean, I won't have these forever, so. So I'm doing one on that, and then I'm doing one on Silicon Valley, actually. Chelsea Does Silicon Valley, because the whole tech industry, obviously, and the kind of relationship between men and women in the tech industry is obviously what's kind of surfaced with researching that and doing that, and we've started it, and we're going to finish that. And then the last one is Chelsea Does Ayahuasca, and I'm going to go to Peru. That will be the last one, just in case. And I'm going to Peru, but it's a really interesting thing because, I've never been shy about saying that, yeah, I've experienced a lot of drugs, I've experimented with a lot of drugs, and I like drinking, and so I'm doing all this great, like we're doing PET scans and MRIs, and I'm working with doctors who are medically, like they're monitoring me while I'm taking like a glass of wine with a Xanax to show people what happens to your brain. And, what happens when you take ecstasy? What happens when you take ayahuasca, which is supposed to be like a very spiritual experience. It's a hallucinogen that you take, in Peru with a shaman. It's guided. So I'm taking like 5 people down there, and we're going to do it on camera. They're like, you can't do it on camera. You could vomit, and people go to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm all right with that.